All right, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius. And for the Sagittarius that I'm reading for today, I'm seeing that something has been made clear to you. You may have learned something, you may have found something out, you may have just received messages from the universe in some way, or maybe someone told you something directly, but something that was hidden has kind of come out here. And you're kind of going through this journey of facing this realization of accepting what it is that you've learned. And I'm seeing that when it comes to whatever you're putting your energy into, there's times where you may feel really kind of confused and foggy and you may be overthinking. And then there's other times where you may feel really clear and like really realistic and really practical. There may also be this question of, am I going to succeed at something or am I going to pull something off? But we're going to dive into these energies in a moment. And before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I do offer them. You can email me down below in the description box. My email is there. I do love doing personal readings, so thank you to everyone who's reached out and requested one. And if you would like to lend your energy to the channel in such a way that allows me to manifest messages that resonate more deeply for you, you can like and subscribe. But let's jump in here, Sagittarius. So your oracle cards for the day are Change, New Vision, and the Miser. And with the Tower at the center of your reading today, I'm seeing that there is indeed some major change that you are experiencing. You could be going through some pretty incredible shifts in your foundation, either physically or spiritually. But this is definitely a time of transition for many of you. And I'm seeing that this is a change that's meant to take you out of your day to day and your typical routine to bring you to new levels. And the reason why I'm seeing that is because we have New Vision here and the Miser. And the Miser is someone who comes from a lack mentality, someone who feels that they never have enough. There's sort of a scarcity mindset there. And you may have gone through a period of your life where you felt like you were just settling, or where you weren't receiving everything that you wanted to, or you weren't achieving everything that you were capable of. And Spirit's saying it's time for a shift into a new vision. It's time for you to follow your dreams. It's time for you to maybe have new dreams. It's time for you to envision something entirely different for yourself, and in doing that, to pursue and experience something entirely different for yourself. And we talk a lot about manifestation on this channel, and we also talk a lot about visualization. And the reason why is because once you visualize something, there is a reality in which that has already happened. There's a dimension in which that's already happening. And it really starts with you having that visualization process, that envisioning process. And so for many of you, that could be daydreams, that could be writing something out, journaling something out. It could be telling someone what you envision for yourself, or it could just be something that even subconsciously has kind of been moving through you as a vision for yourself. And so Spirit's kind of asking you here, if you're feeling like you're not achieving everything that you want, or you're not experiencing what it is you want, to change your perspective, to change the way that you think about things, to change your process, and to change what you actually imagine for yourself, to create that new vision, to start something new. So really powerful messages here, and I'm seeing that Spirit is really trying to guide you along your path, is really trying to inspire you and show you that more is possible for you, and that's what's going to kind of start you off on that path. However, with the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords coming out in your recent past and your current energy, it's like your energy could be flowing in a certain direction, but then your mind kind of gets in the way. There could be some limiting beliefs, there could be some anxieties that maybe keep you very practical or keep you very grounded in sort of this heavy, dense earth energy. And Spirit's kind of asking you to free up your energy a little bit more so that you can pursue what it is you actually want without your mind really getting in the way there. Let's clarify these energies in the recent past. Wow, there's something that you know that you deserve, and you may have realized that you weren't receiving it. Now, that could be care, that could be finances, that could just be an experience in your life. But with the Justice card, that's all about balance and coming into an experience that feels aligned with what you deserve, with something that matches up with your energy, sort of karmic cycles coming to a close and you feeling really aligned. And it could have felt like it was really hard to get to that place of harmony in your life, or you weren't aligning with things that aligned most with you. That could have just really felt like a struggle. And I see you kind of realizing that and kind of taking a deeper look at, why is that occurring for me? Like, why haven't I aligned so far? And it starts sort of with a feeling of like, this doesn't feel right, or there's too much conflict around me, or I don't feel like I'm being treated correctly. And that's a really important feeling for you to follow that may have some pretty deep lessons and realizations attached to it. I'm hearing that you realize that you may have gotten yourself trapped in a certain situation. Like, I don't know if you sort of welcomed in energies that were inherently not going to serve you, or maybe your energy was scattered and you ended up giving yourself to too many different places, kind of being spread thin, or maybe you didn't have high self-esteem and so other people treated you accordingly. They didn't treat you very well. But there's sort of some recognition of like, I've been kind of trapped in my circumstances, and part of it is something that I contributed to in some way, which is actually a very mature realization to have. Not many people can really look within and say, this is how I contributed to this experience. And then there's also this feeling of like, oh my gosh, like I have to free myself from this situation. I need to move forward. And there's this feeling of like, that would be really painful and really difficult, but I know that that's what I need to do. And for many of you, you may have known on some level that something wasn't working out for you, but you stayed in that situation anyway. And that could be that sort of self-sabotaging energy that I'm picking up on, is sort of like you told yourself you were trapped in a certain place, and so you stayed in that place when actually you knew on a soul level that you needed to be released from that environment or that circumstance or that relationship. It's going to be different for everyone, but there was something that may have made you feel sort of trapped, and it's sort of about you freeing yourself from that situation, and just like letting go of it completely so that you could build something new. And that new thing that you're building, it's kind of like you take one step at a time to sort of follow your heart there. Wow, I see as soon as you sort of break free from that situation, you're presented with opportunities, and not just physical, tangible opportunities, but opportunities for care, support, for love. It's like as soon as you break free from something, you see in your physical world something showing up that is very supportive, very helpful, and it comes through very quickly, like almost like this energy or these energies that wanted to support you were trying to come through. And they just couldn't while you were sort of trapped in this situation. And it may have been really painful for you to leave that behind, but as soon as you did, it's like you open up the doors for this new support to come in. So really, really positive kind of energy there. Definitely a supportive, caring energy around you, and possibly more than one as well. Let's take a look at your current energy, Sagittarius. As you move forward, there could be fears that come up for you, or anxieties that you kind of hold on to. You could be really holding on to your comfort zone at a really deep level, and it's like whatever is coming for you or whatever you're about to experience next, it requires you to just completely let go, and that's going to feel terrifying for you. I'm not going to beat around the bush there. That's going to feel really, really frightening. If you're used to something and you kind of turn to that for comfort, it's going to bring up a lot of fear that maybe hasn't been confronted before, because what you thought you knew, or what it was that kept you comfortable, that comfort zone is coming down. So leaving your comfort zone in pursuit of that new vision is a huge theme for today. Let's take a look at that fear. The Nine of Swords. Yeah, it takes a lot of strength for you to just kind of power through those fears, to power through those limiting beliefs. It's almost like this mindset that may have kept you trapped in the past. It's going to come back up for you. It's going to test you as you're taken out of your comfort zone. And sort of the spiritual task there is, are you going to have this strength to kind of wrestle with the mind and say, no, I'm not going to let my mind overpower me here. This change is ultimately for the better, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels scary. It's sort of like knowing from a higher self level that this is larger than you, and that of course it's going to be uncomfortable at times, but that there's sort of a greater purpose. Let's take a look at that big change that's knocking you out of your comfort zone there. There could be this feeling of like, again, and this came through before, of like, oh, did I let myself down? Was I not putting myself first? Um, it's like wherever it was in your life that you weren't fully taking care of yourself, or that you weren't fully putting yourself first, whatever the blockages to that were, are coming down. Anything that wasn't prioritizing you, or anything that was keeping you from prioritizing yourself, is kind of being removed or taken down. And so that might come with a lot of grief. And you might be kind of hard on yourself as well, of like, well, why didn't I do this before? Or, oh, I should have done this, this, and this. And it's like, no, you didn't do anything wrong. It was just a part of the process that would get you to fully put yourself first. And I don't mean this in like a selfish way of like, you're the only thing that matters, but I think that I'm speaking to a Sagittarius today whose instinct is to put everything else before themselves. And that's where you're going to find an imbalance in the energy exchange, is because you're not meant to be self-sacrificing to that extent. Like you're not meant to prioritize everything above your own energy. You're supposed to take care of yourself. And that imbalance is going to be made clear if it kind of continues for too long. Now, in the future, we have some very powerful energy here. I'm going to tell you guys about the cards that I'm getting for those of you who are familiar with tarot, just so you can kind of pick up on some of that energy for yourself. We have the Star card, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Wands. So there's some really intense healing energy that's coming through for you in the future. And it's coming through on a spiritual level, on a soul level. It's almost coming through from the heavens is what I'm seeing. There's a lot of spiritual support around you. There's a lot of heavenly support, godly support around you. It's like the stars themselves are looking out for you, and the stars themselves are kind of guiding you, your spirit guides. But also that this wisdom and this guidance and this spirituality, it comes from within, and it comes from your own healing. And whatever had to fall down in order for you to put yourself first, I'm seeing that fell down so that you could actually get deeper in touch with your own energy, with your own spirituality, with your own desires, and ultimately with your own sort of healing powers. So the Sagittarius that I'm speaking to today, you could have some incredible spiritual abilities, you could have some abilities to heal, and oftentimes those of us who have healing abilities, we look outside of ourselves and we say, what can I heal outside of myself? And I think that this is really about you going within and healing yourself and accessing your power that way. Now, cards are just flying out, so just give me a second while I think you're going to find that moving forward is sort of the best decision that you can make for yourself. I see you moving forward in such a way where you're sort of following your North Star, and you're aligning the masculine and feminine within yourself. You're aligning the higher and lower versions of yourself. You're aligning the older and younger versions of yourself to really move towards what it is that feels destined for you, what it is that feels most aligned for you on a deeper soul level. What else can you tell me about this star energy? I also see you leaving behind painful things from your past so that you can heal them and ultimately reconnect with yourself. I also see that there's some type of energy that is meant to sort of come in and match you on a really practical level. Now, this could be a partnership for some of you. For others of you, it could be a mentor. For For others of you still, it could be even like an animal I'm hearing, but there's someone that's coming in that is going to help you in some way or provide guidance in some way or just feel really, really good. I'm getting a message from Spirit that you're not meant to know exactly what it is right now, just that it's coming in. Let's see what the High Priestess has for you. Yeah, there's something really beautiful and also fated coming in for you. You just are not meant to know what it is right now, just that it's coming. Interesting. The pain that has been around you or the pain that you've been feeling may have been blocking this from coming in. And your higher self kind of knows that you have healing to do before this comes in. And so for those of you who feel like you're looking for a specific other energy to come in, and for many of you that might be within partnership, if it's been feeling blocked or it's been feeling like why hasn't it come in yet, your higher self is trying to show you that there are wounds that you need to heal within yourself before this energy can come in. And that's not to say that like you can't be loved before you love yourself type of thing, but more just that if you're by yourself in some way in life, it's because you're actually meant to be healing. And so often when we're really hurting, all we really want is for someone to come in and save us, or for someone to come in and heal us, or give us some type of medicine, or give us some type of reprieve. And that's okay. It's okay to want support. But for those of you who have been struggling for a while and looking for someone else to kind of pull you out of that struggle, your higher self is saying there's a reason why you are moving through this by yourself, and it's because you have something that you need to heal within yourself, and it comes through as like a deep pain, like a heartbreak, a wound, something that you're very upset about, something that was very upsetting for you, that may have nothing to do with partnership or may have nothing to do with this other energy that's coming in for you, that your higher self is wanting you to resolve a little bit more. And so if you're finding yourself alone, try not to think of it as like, oh, I'm alone forever, and try to think of it more as I'm alone right now so that I can work through this. And if I had someone else in my energy, I might end up taking care of them rather than taking care of myself. All right, let's clarify this last card for you, the Eight of Wands, which is about movement and energy coming in and going out and shifts happening, changes happening, your life sort of picking up, the speed picking up. Let's see. Again, we have that Star card at the bottom of the deck. We have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Really, really positive things are coming in for you, Sagittarius, like wishes that are coming true. And it's just sort of a matter of, are you really, really ready for them? Are you ready for this change? Are you ready for this new vision? Are you ready to come out of that lack mentality and accept what it is that's been trying to align with you for a long time? Wow, Spirit's saying something that you've been waiting for is coming in. Something that's going to make you very happy, and it has to do again with your perspective. And it's like as soon as your perspective shifts, that sort of lack mentality shifts, that why don't I have everything that I want? Once that shifts, it's like you just open up this like whole other level of your life and you just level up. It's directly tied to you healing those negative patterns or that negative perspective and believing that you deserve this, believing that you deserve love and loving yourself on a whole new level. That's when this comes in. Let's get 3 cards of advice for Sagittarius. Wow. The 3 cards are the Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Magician. If you can believe it, you will see it. If you can envision it, it will materialize. Particularly when it comes to love and abundance, take the time to literally sit and envision all the things that you desire for yourself, all the love. Literally imagine someone loving you. Like imagine the friendships that you don't have yet. Imagine the support, imagine the income, imagine the abundance, because your manifestation abilities, Sagittarius, are very, very strong. And it's time for you to step into that and open up to it and believe in it and then receive it. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps. I hope that this resonates, and I'll see you next time.